everyone, welcome to Introduction to Graphic Design. My name is Joanne Denning and I'll be your professor for this semester. This is an intense accelerated course because it's only 6 weeks, but it's also really fun, so I'm excited about it. I will have office hours every Monday and Wednesday from 11 to 12, and notice that I'm talking to you from the course homepage. Hopefully you're here and you have access to the course and you can read through all the material. This is our first day of class. It's Monday, and so I expect that we will start right away today, and you could jump in by reviewing our start course here, e-learning and syllabus. If you click on the syllabus, you'll see that there's a few required things that you want to purchase. If you scroll down, you'll see that you will need to purchase some black pens. It's really helpful if you purchase art pens, but if you have like a Sharpie or a black pen, you can use that in a pinch. But the difference between like a Sharpie or a regular black pen and an art pen is there's different thicknesses to the little nib. And so these different thicknesses make it easier for you to render like thicker or thinner strokes. You will be drawing a lot in this class. Primarily, that's how you're going to do all of your ideation. And so it's very helpful to have a sketchbook of just plain white paper. If you don't have access to a sketchbook, you can of course use printer paper or any white paper that you have available, but having a sketchbook can be really useful. And I recommend that the paper is about 8 by 10 inches. For the first week, you're going to have to do a collage too. It's a fun project, but you might need a glue stick or some scissors because you're actually going to be cutting and pasting things onto paper. Optional materials include a trace pad and maybe a white plastic eraser can be really helpful. And I really encourage students work in Adobe Illustrator for some of our later projects, like starting in week 3, 4, and 5. You might find, if you have access to Illustrator, that it's going to be a lot easier for you. And I can definitely support students with Illustrator during my office hours. It's not a lot technically that we do with the software, but what you would be doing is scanning images in, upload, or taking photographs, getting them into your computers, which you have to do regardless of whether you use software or not. And then you're going to be vectorizing them in Illustrator. And like, for example, when we do our postcard project, you might be putting in like a digital font instead of a hand-drawn font. So things like that can be really helpful. And usually I've been pretty good about getting students up to speed enough to start a sort of work digitally during the semester. If you don't have access to Illustrator, don't panic. It's not going to mean that you won't be successful in the course. It's just going to mean that you're going to spend more time hand drawing and you're going to have to be a little bit more precise and a little bit more careful as you draw. You can also use any design software, so you don't have to use Illustrator. That's what I do my bulk of instruction in, but you can use Photoshop, and I know Photoshop really well, or you can use another freeware, like a freeware that's similar to Photoshop or Illustrator. I'm not very experienced with the freeware, but in the past I have been able to kind of navigate and help students a little bit as needed. So go through the syllabus and check it out. And then what I really want you to start doing immediately is going through our intro module. So you can start the module by clicking Start Course here. And notice that each module is sequential. So if you click on the first link at the top of the intro module, you'll see the welcome letter, which you should have received about 4 or 5 days ago. If you didn't, there's a copy here that you can read. And then there's a little bit of a fun project you're going to jump into right away. It's called Introductions, and I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Why are you taking the class? What design experience do you have? And then I want you to post a photo of your favorite logo. And then you're going to peer review by responding to at least one other student. And there's nothing specific you have to say to that student, but maybe just comment on their post or if you have anything in common with them, and I'll just let you pick who you want to peer review within the discussion. So go through this introductions module sequentially and read through everything carefully just so that you know more about the course. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. The best way to contact me is to send me an email directly through Canvas. So if you look on the side here, you'll see the little email tab, the inbox, and you can go in here and send me an email. That's much better than sending it to my DVC email because I really check Canvas a lot more frequently. I'm generally on here Monday through Friday, almost all morning, and then in the afternoons I periodically check. So I definitely will be available. And if I don't get back with you within 24 hours, for sure send me an email and just, say, I emailed you, I haven't heard back, please respond. That might mean that I just missed your email or something else has happened. And then, of course, you can email me through my DVC email if you want. For example, if there's a problem with Canvas or you're not able to access the Canvas email for whatever reason. So this course is divided into 6 modules, and you can find those down here. We're going to start with week 1, which is our very first module. And notice that you have a little description of the week, and this is sort of how every module will be. Then you have this section called Creative Inspirations, and that will generally profile a designer that's pretty influential. And there's usually a video that you can watch and then some questions for you to answer in our weekly review questions. So it's really, I think important for young designers or new designers to really get a sense of process and how professional designers work. So that's kind of the goal of the Creative Inspiration. And it's one of my favorite parts of the course. And then we have our reading and videos. This week we have sort of an introduction to graphic design, a section on elements and principles, and a section on resolution and file formats. If you click on these links, you'll notice that you have reading, which are usually downloadable files, but sometimes links to websites. And then you have videos. And then at the bottom, you'll see a list of questions. And this list of questions is what you're going to answer in your weekly review. So all of these questions, you should find the answers in the reading or in the video. So as you watch the video or do the reading, you can have these questions in your mind, and that can be really helpful. So make sure you do all the reading and watch all the videos. That's going to be part of the course, and it's going to be kind of a big part of your time. But I think it'll make it really helpful for you once you jump into the writing assignments and the projects. So our projects this week, in addition to your introductions discussion, is we have a small writing assignment where I've given you a list of designers, and I want you to choose 2 of them, and I want you to write a couple of paragraphs about each designer. The first paragraph describe just a little bit about their life, who they are, where they're from. And then the second paragraph, tell us what you like about their work. Make sure to follow directions for every assignment. That's generally where people get point deductions when they don't follow the directions and they don't follow the process. And of course, reach out to me if you have any questions about any of the projects. And then we're going to be doing these review questions. And those all come from the reading and from the videos. So they're directly linked to those sections where you have reading and videos. So you can go back there and kind of review it if needed. And then our last project this week is going to be our collage. And our collage is really, really fun. What you're going to do is you're going to choose one of the following concepts to create a design that visually expresses the concept. So you can choose shape, or you can choose value, or you can choose texture. And there's a little description of these ideas. And then you're going to create a collage by cutting out images and text and gluing them down to a piece of construction paper. If you have digital skills, of course, you can use Photoshop or Illustrator to create the collage as well. Then you're going to label your collage in the notes section of the upload, and you're going to basically just tell us which concept you chose, and you can write a sentence in your post kind of describing how the collage expresses the specific fundamental chosen. That's really helpful. So there's some specific requirements here, and then if you scroll down, you'll see some examples. After you post, you're going to be doing 3 peer reviews. This project is going to be due a week from Monday, so you'll be turning it in next Monday, and then you'll have about 48 hours to do 3 specific peer reviews. Notice that there's things I want you to prompt with when you do your peer reviews. Look for people that don't already have responses, and you want to do 3 students that have ideally fewer than 3 responses already. So if someone has 3 responses already tagged to their upload, then choose another student. And make sure you look at these questions, and this is what you'll kind of use as reference when you're giving your feedback. You want to write a minimum of 75 to 100 words for each student to get full credit for that. And the peer reviews are always part of your grade for every project. And then I gave you some examples here. This one is shape, just simple positive, negative. This is value, and this is texture. So please reach out to me if you have any questions. And going back to the module, notice that you have also different due dates for things. Everything's going to be either due on Monday night or Friday night. Our writing assignment this week is due on Friday night, and our week review questions and our collage project are both due next Monday, May 31st. You also have that up here, that little introductions, which is also due May 28th. So make sure you're following those due dates. You do get a deduction if you turn things in late. So the more things you turn in late, the more your grade is going to suffer. And it also just gets you behind and it gets overwhelming. Like I said, this is kind of a short, intense class. So just keep on top of things and you should do really well. So I think that's all for right now. I'm going to be communicating with you frequently through these announcements, and just, of course, reach out to me. Come to my office hour today at 11 o'clock or on Monday. Come to my office hour on Monday or Wednesday at 11 o'clock and just introduce yourself. I'm also really able to meet with you privately if needed, or if you just want some software support or you have a few questions, you can reach out to me and we can schedule a private Zoom. Or sometimes students say, you know, I need to meet you this week on Thursday or Friday, and I'll just post in the announcement I'm having an extra office hour. So I really want to see who you are, meet with you, connect with you, and make sure that you're fully understanding what you need to do to be successful in the course. So I'm excited. I hope you are too. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and let's start the semester out and do some great design.